Have a beautiful and amazing Shabbos. Here you see the holy city of Meron. Right this morning, I think it was about 1 a.m. I don't know if I heard the booms. I literally saw like our rockets going right over there, intercepting enemy, the vicious, malicious, evil Arab terrorists. And this week's Torah portion is when you go out to war on your enemy. So the question is, why does it say on your enemy? It should say against your enemy. And this is the key to winning. The key to winning is to know that this world was created by God. When you have an enemy, I asked once a man, did the Rebbe ever tell you anything special? So he told me that the Rebbe said to him, what is the difference between Emunah and Bitachon? He says, I don't know, I think they're faith. The Rebbe says, Emunah, you have a problem and you have faith that God will solve your problem. Bitachon is when you don't countenance that there's such a thing as a problem. There's only such a thing as a challenge. So when we look at the world, as this world, there are three dimensions. There's God, there's good, and there's evil. We try to be good, but evil seems to be real. And the entire concept of Judaism is that evil is not real. Evil is just a challenge. Darkness is not real. It's just an absence of light. And if we understand that we are the light, and the more we shine, and the more we tell the truth, the more the light shines, as the Rebbe said to Prime Minister Netanyahu when he was then a UN ambassador, you're going into a house of lies and darkness when we see the despicable, horrific behavior, including in America, which at least in America they try to conceal, the Democratic Party tries to conceal its latent anti-Semitism and anti-Israel through an occasional, carrot to Israel. But we're talking about many countries openly supporting Hamas, certainly many Arab countries. We're talking about, when you see Russia, see China, when you see countries, big countries supporting. Now, to be fair, there are many other countries that are good. You see India, with the great support. But generally speaking, it reminds me of Einstein, when Einstein was leaving Germany because of the anti-Semitism. So a young reporter said to him, so, Herr Einstein, how do you feel about being Jewish now? So he said, young man, I wish I wasn't born Jewish, but not for the reason that you think. When I see how the Jews are being treated and the whole world basically doesn't care, and some of the countries like Ukraine were even worse than the Nazis. You hear that boom? That's the war. So when I see this, I wish I was able to choose to be a Jew. You see, when we look at the basic immorality of the vast majority of the countries, just look how they vote in the UN, you see that these are people that are not really people. They're just fake. It's like a monkey wearing a suit. He's pretending to be a human being. A human being is first and foremost a person that has values and good judgment. And while we're on this subject, anybody that votes for Kamala Harris, who openly called in a public debate that the war must end, as if it's two sides and it's a war. It's not a war. There are people that are evil. They came, they raped, they murdered. They should be wiped off the face of this earth. All of the people like them that want to do the same, which is at least 50 million Salafist, kind of what we call traditional Muslims, they all need to be wiped off the face of the earth because they are a ticking bomb. Anybody who votes for Kamala Harris is as dumb as somebody who voted for basically Joe Biden, but even worse, certainly for Obama. These are people that, her first statement in the debate was an open lie. An open lie. She accused Trump for the pandemic. Now, anybody that can get up in front of an entire country and shamelessly lie like that means they have no shame. They have no values. The only thing they're motivated by, I've heard she slept her way to the top, is power. And anybody that's motivated by power is a tyrant. And that's what we've seen, that the left has aligned themselves with pure evil. And anybody that is a Jew, that has common sense, has to align themselves with pure goodness. And this is the notion that the Rebbe teaches us, that we are basically God. We are the spark that made the world. And therefore the world really is just, all the darkness is really just the absence of light. And as long as I understand that, I know that the world wants to be light. People by nature have that godly spark. They want it to be lit. So it's your and I job to say the truth, The Rebbe said to Netanyahu, if you light the candle of truth, even in the greatest house of darkness, the lies will dissipate. And let us hope and pray that the complete destruction of evil will come immediately. We'll have the resurrection of the dead, particularly the Jews that have been recently murdered, the brave soldiers giving their lives, and we'll have an end to all the suffering. We'll have the Beis HaMikdash and only goodness and kindness forever.